are
All
back.
right, Jason caught me in the middle. I was had one of those days. I don't know
Ooh.
if internet world knows. Of course, if you're not from Brandon, you may not. But Mr. Mahoney, who was Bob Mahoney, T.A. Mahoney's right down there on 60 and 50th Street, the hardware store that fixes boats and things of that nature.
Yeah.
I've known him basically for 50 plus years. When I lived right there by Horseman, they lived a block away, and I stayed with them and played pool and lived over there, so to speak. My
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
grandparents were right beside me. He passed away, so
Oh
God
man.
bless Mr. Mahoney, rest in peace. Great guy, 88 years old, lived a full life. But I was over saying, talking to Miss Mahoney,
Oh man.
and just condolences, and we were telling stories, and yeah, it's part of life, but it sucks. But
Yeah,
anyway, so I was
that's
a
a
little
day.
late, but I know what I wanted
That's
to
okay.
talk about,
Wow.
but I didn't have time to prepare, so we're gonna wing it because I have been keeping up and reading it, but it's basically oh, before I forget, also 12/17/17, which was about 6 years ago now. My brother died.
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He passed away, freaking, Keith being Keith. We called him Mo Reader.
Yeah,
So Mo Reader, gone but not forgotten. God bless you.
of
Keep an
course.
eye on everybody down here from up there. Say hello to
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney. Give Stinger a big hug and so forth.
Oh, you've had a
Uh,
hell of a morning, man.
yeah, it's rough. But anyway, this
Hmm.
one, this last week, the Florida legislature, in their infinite wisdom, decide to take a swing at lowering property damage property damage insurance costs
Okay.
because of the crisis. Okay, so they had a special session and they passed, a law. But from yours and my perspective, meaning the citizens of the state of Florida,
Mm-hmm.
it was one of these, Jason. Woo! Right up
No
the.
way.
Oh yeah, it was a big thank you to the insurance companies. Got a big thank you to the government, and as usual, the
Wow.
people, in my opinion, from the state of Florida got screwed. So
So what
here's
happened? Like,
well,
is
there
this
you go.
because of like the
Well, let's
hurricanes and
back up.
stuff?
So
Okay.
there's this insurance crisis. Premiums are ridiculous. I mean, just staggering. But I was doing a little research. Heritage Insurance, which I don't believe, I believe is my insurance company, and
Hmm.
I pay a stupid amount for
Heritage is one of our
insurance.
clients.
Well, their chairman, CEO, yeah, he got $27 million in compensation
No
and $19
way.
million in stocks.
No way.
It was averaging nearly 10 million a year. Well, gee, I wonder why the premiums are so high, Jason.
I don't know.
I don't either. The
Jeez,
guy's
dude.
making $50 million, and it's a crisis.
Jim Weber says hi, by the way.
Let's see. Oh, hey, between 2013 and 2020,
Wow.
which company was this? The same one. It paid
Wow.
Bruce Lucas, their chief investment officer, $78 million, an average 10 million a year. Well, gee, where's your crisis? You know,
Yeah.
I guess they got to make you and I pay for these CEOs, and the list goes on and on.
Crazy.
There's others, but the bottom line, and I'm not, because I don't want to beat a dead horses. Of course, the CEOs and the head of these companies are making millions, and but they don't have the money to pay out. And what does that mean? Well, here's another big bonus that was given to the insurance
What
companies
were these bonuses for?
for having a job, for being the CEO of an insurance company.
So they really do hand out participation trophies in life.
Exactly.
Are you serious?
Of course. They're
Wow.
highly. You're telling me you're the CEO and you're making 10, $20 million when supposedly you need bailouts from the taxpayers. And I say that because the legislature gave $1 billion in taxpayer money to struggling insurers. Well, are you a struggling insurance because you're taking all the money and paying the top, 5, 10, or 25 people at the company? Or are you struggling because you're making bad investments? Uh, you know, but either
Wow.
way, you and I now just put $1 billion in to pay insurance companies to do their job.
Yeah, that
So
27
they
million
take
dollar
your
charge is
money,
real.
but that's not enough. We got to take your money from your premiums, and we're gonna all that hard work you're doing, Jason, you and I right now working and so forth. We're taking that money too, because we can't be financially responsible as a company. That's a crock. Here's a bigger thing. Here's the biggest thing. The biggest high five from the insurance companies, like Rocky Balboa running up the steps there in Pennsylvania and doing this. Back in the day, up until yesterday, the day before, if you had to bring a lawsuit against your insurance company and you won, they had to pay the attorney's fees because obviously they weren't adjusting your claim fairly. They weren't, which happens often. They didn't want to, oh, it is this and this is that. That roof was old, and you name it.
Sure, certainly.
And so, if you prevailed, they had to pay your attorney's fees. Well, they got rid of that. So what does that mean to you, Jason? That
means that the attorneys that have don't have an incentive to help me.
You're gonna have to pay them. So let's say
I'm gonna have to come out of pocket.
You have a $2,500 beef with your insurance company. I don't know. You had a little flood, maybe a $5,000 beef. Your water heater flooded. And they're saying, well, whatever they say, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Sinkhole issues. You have a sinkhole. Oh, that's not a sinkhole. Believe it or not, and I can't make this crap up. One company back in the day said, oh, look, the dog was digging around the foundation of the home, and that's why it shifted. Oh, I can't make this crap up.
Are you serious?
That was their defense.
That must have been a big.
So anyway, a big old dog,
big red.
Yeah, the big red dog.
Clifford, the big red dog.
Rufus,
he's digging holes, man.
I forget his name.
What? It's Clifford. Yeah, Clifford, the big
red dog.
The big
red dog was digging a hole
holes,
in your backyard in your house.
What the hell?
But anyway, let me go on.
Get that on camera.
So if you prevail, they'd have to pay. Well, let's just say, Jason, you have a $5,000 beef with your insurance company.
Sure.
Well, how much do you think a lawyer is going to cost when you now have to pay the lawyer to get your $5,000?
Quite a bit. I mean,
$5,000. So you're screwed.
Yeah. Well, it's going to cost more than that.
Well, so you're out.
Yeah.
So you're
time. Exactly.
Yeah. So your claim is worthless.
There's a lot of time that you guys spend doing research.
Let's just say that it's a big claim, a big sinkhole claim, which can take years, right?
Yeah. Yes, it can.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, the lawyer, we can pay the lawyer
experts have to be called in and pay like everybody. Like, yes.
You're going to pay the lawyer $100,000?
Won't I have to, or just say never mind, I give up?
Well, what if it's going to cost $100,000 to fix your home, and you've got to pay $100,000? Let's just say $50,000.
What are we banking on the gigantic hearts of lawyers to do good deeds?
No, they know that you're not. And there's still one more thing I'm going to tell you. They know that what it's going to do is basically prevent people from bringing claims against the insurance company.
Was there a giant influx of claims that they didn't want to have to deal with, or
Dude, it's the insurance industry. Okay, you know as well as I do. If you get in a crash tomorrow,
their job is to not pay you.
You want to do?
Right.
Let's just say you back into a tree and you do $2,500 damage to your car and you have comp and collision. What are you scared to do?
Report it.
Why?
Because my premiums will go up.
So you pay for insurance, you crash your car, and the insurance industry has you so scared to make a claim.
Yeah.
Because your insurance is going to go up for 3 or 4 years that you're not getting what you paid for.
Yeah.
That's like walking into Publix, filling up your cart,
scanning the checkout,
putting it in the checkout line, paying for the food, and then leaving.
No, that's true because you did already pay. Yeah.
Now there's one more.
Hang on. I'm digesting that analogy. That's actually really good.
You've
already paid for the food.
Bagged it up.
And then you're just like, I'm terrified to go.
I'm out of here.
I'm terrified. Just nobody pay attention. Let me squeeze. Let me squeeze on.
That's what
you're
people
not wrong.
with insurance.
Ay,
They're like, oh, I'll pay cash. I'll give you money because my rates will go up. I get that question all the time. Well, if I make a claim, will my rates go up? I'm like, well, I can't. Some insurance companies will, some won't. But I say, forget that. Once you got in a crash, whether it's your fault or not, that subjects you to your rates going up. Period. Um,
wow.
Now, the last thing, which is really, really,
Mm.
really bad, is mandatory arbitration, meaning you can't file a lawsuit. Arbitration is simply this: there's either
Oh,
one lawyer or three lawyers that are basically the judge and jury.
huh.
They it's either one or three. You got to have an odd because you can't have two, because if one rules for you, one rules for you, then there's no ruling. So it's either one, he rules for one or the other, or three, 2-on-1 or 3-on-3 to 0. You follow
So
me?
is arbitration, yeah, basically the same as like the mediation session,
Well,
like before
mediation
you go
is,
to.
well, it's similar, but
Okay.
mediation is the mediator will go back and forth trying to get the insurance company to give you more money than they think the case is worth. And they'll talk to Jason, who's the plaintiff who was injured in the car wreck, to maybe take less money than he thinks the case is worth, because you don't know what a jury will do.
Right.
But
Okay.
sure enough, typically speaking, somebody, when you go into court, is going to lose,
Yeah.
is not going to be
Yes.
happy. So what you
Yeah.
can do is mitigate that, meaning you can not take the risk and kind of meet in the middle, so to speak, where you're palatably happy. At a
Yeah. Yeah.
mediation, because I do mediations, I'm a certified circuit court mediator. I tell people, look, if this mediation is successful, Jason's going to go away thinking he did not get enough money. The
Yeah.
insurance is going to go away thinking they
They
gave
paid
Jason too
too
much
much.
money,
Yeah.
but neither one of them is going to risk having six people in Hillsborough County with a driver's license and who are not felons, convicted felons, decide your fate. And
Right.
I can
Yeah.
tell you, it's a risky endeavor when you rely on six people to decide what to do
Randoms.
with your case.
Yep.
All right. So that's a mediation. The arbitration, there's what's called binding and
Mm-hmm.
non-binding. Well,
Okay.
this one, I couldn't tell. They call it mandatory binding arbitration, if I'm not mistaken, meaning you basically have the arbitrator tell you what you're getting or what you're not getting, and
Okay.
that's it. So you can't file a lawsuit. You got to rely on one of these individuals, and the problem with that is
Wow.
the arbitrators are typically, and I can't speak for property insurance claims, but in
Right.
my
Right.
business, the arbitrators are always lawyers who basically have been practicing personal injury for decades.
Yeah.
But what is the problem with that? Well, with a lawyer, it
Mm-hmm.
takes emotion out of the equation. Think about this. If Jason and I and Michelle and 4 or 5 other people are on the jury, right?
Yeah.
We're homeowners.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
You're an
Yeah.
insurance company.
Yeah.
You're screwing this person. You know it and I know
Yeah.
it. So I may be more apt to award them
To
a
side.
large
Yeah.
sum of money.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as a lawyer, it's like,
I could see that.
okay, well, you're kind of right, maybe, or you're kind of right, maybe, and let's just split the baby and see you.
Good old
That's
Solomon
kind of how it
issues.
works.
Yeah.
And so put it this way. If mandatory binding arbitration was not in favorable to the insurance company, do you know what would have not been in that bill?
Exactly.
Mandatory binding arbitration. Do
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know if
Exactly.
the attorney's fees provision, whereas the insurance companies don't have to pay if they lose, if that wasn't favorable to the insurance company, do you know, Jason, what wouldn't be in that bill?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Wow.
If the insurance companies, like any other corporation, what they are, were financially responsible, you know what the taxpayers of Florida wouldn't have to do? Put $1 billion aside to bail the sons of bitches out.
Mm.
All right, I could go on, but I'm not going to. It's just another.
Wow.
And guess what? You didn't see on Twitter. Guess what you didn't see on Instagram? Guess what you didn't see on TikTok?
Anything about
Guess
this?
what you didn't see on Snapchat? Guess what you didn't see on Facebook? You didn't see any of this.
Oh.
So if that's where you're getting your news, guess what? You don't know what's going on in the world or in the state of Florida or what's
Yeah.
happening to you.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening to the Floridians yesterday. They took it right between the eyes. Pow.
Wow.
Okay.
What's the recourse for something like this? Is it
Bend over. That's your
my
recourse.
stock and Vaseline?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
All right, but I mean, on a serious way, does this come down to voting when it comes to the polls and knowing who's representing you in these matters, or is it?
Who we kidding? Florida has had a Republican legislature for decades now.
Mm-hmm.
And so the Republicans, and I'm not casting dispersions one to the other, but the Republicans are more business oriented, business protectionist, and so forth. Luckily, I gotta be honest, it's been a while since something like this has happened, where the people of Florida get screwed and are and basically as far as insurance goes and this, that, and the other. Back in the day, 20 years ago, yeah, every single session it was tort reform this, tort reform that, medical malpractice this, medical malpractice that, nursing home this, nursing home that. This one is property insurance.
Yeah.
Now, interestingly enough, the other states regulate insurance, right? And the premiums are less. Well, they could have chose that route, but they didn't. Why? Insurance companies are making a killing, as indicated by what they're paying their chief financial officer, their chief executive officer, and so forth. And of course, as we all know, the insurance company have powerful lobbyists, and they have lots of money to donate to your campaign.
How do I get a lobbyist? I want a lobbyist.
God bless America. That's it. And anybody who thinks it's going to change, God bless you. Keep watching TikTok.
Oh my word! Oh my word!
All right, well that's it. I don't want to take up too much time. You can do your own research. Go and if you want to read what I'm talking about, you can. And finally, let me just say this. You know what the most telling statement is? They call it the special session was to stabilize property insurance rates, right? Let me read this. Where did I find? Let's see. This was just beautiful.
Stabilize rates. So if we're not having to pay out ever, then we can just stabilize the rates because we'll be able to count on. Is that the idea?
That's the crock of it. Yes.
Right. Yeah. Well, then what's the point of buying insurance other than you have to?
Your house burns down. They're not really going to argue with you on that one too much.
Well, that's good. That would be good.
Not too much. But here's the deal: the Republicans and the Democrats and everybody that was involved in this, you know what they say? Well, we don't know if it's even going to work. We don't even know if rates are going to come down based on this. Well, then why'd you do it? Then why'd you do it?
Reminds me of that old Jeff Foxworthy where he was like, well, you walk in and hear your neurosurgeon. He's like, what are you planning to do, doc? He's like, yeah, we're going to saw the top of your head off and root around in there with a stick and see if we can't find the problem. And hopefully we do. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I don't know about this. You're not inspiring confidence.
It's just sad. The bottom line is the statement was there's no guarantee that this bill is going to reduce rates, but there is a guarantee that you as a property owner and a purchaser of insurance are if you bring a claim, have a high probability of, a negative outcome.
Wow.
That's my opinion.
Good luck, Florida.
Yeah, that's my opinion.
Yeah. Things are expensive enough.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if it was going to, if I said, it's guaranteed to reduce premiums by 20%. Okay.
That happened. Like it's a
but there's no guarantee it's going to reduce rates at all. But we are going to put up a freaking.
You can't hold anybody accountable then.
Again, Well, there you go. Again,
Oh,
you know,
okay.
one,
All right, fine.
yeah,
All
it
right.
is
So
what
we're
it
near
is.
the holidays. Let's change the subject before we
Yeah,
wrap it
so
up. Let's end on a high note.
let's do another shout out to Mr. Mahoney. God bless, rest in peace.
Yeah, man.
God
I
bless,
missed your mom.
a shout out to Mo Reader.
Okay.
Yeah. What, mom didn't log on today?
No, well, okay. I saw her
Doesn't
commenting on
even
some of the other
take my
stuff, but I
calls
didn't
anymore.
see
She's so
her.
busy. Mom's so busy over in Melbourne Beach. She's like
She's
a
living that high life, man.
Mom's like the Kim Kardashian of Melbourne Beach. She
She's
got
like,
so
I
busy.
raised you. You're gone. You did your thing.
Yeah. I don't got
Yeah,
time for
no, I
you
missed her.
anymore.
I half expected to see her, around your party, and I didn't see her. So
Oh no, well, okay, that's fair. What happened was mom's bucket list was to go to the Rose Bowl parade.
Rose Bowl. Yeah. Ryan was telling me about that.
Okay, well, they're going. You know what
Nice.
mom said? If I'm gonna get COVID or the flu or some other funk, it's gonna be at your party at the Hard Rock because of the number of people that are there.
That's true.
Everybody wants to hug her and love her and kiss
Didn't
her.
want to risk it.
And she's like,
I did want to
nope,
hug her.
I ain't coming. And I'm like, I get it.
That's fair.
Yeah,
That's
so because in
fair.
Melbourne Beach, mom goes to church, she goes to public, she has a group of friends, but it ain't like the plague that was floating around the Hard Rock.
True.
You
Well,
know?
I gotta say, she was sorely missed, at least on my part and the other people that I ran into.
Oh, people came up to me
just
and
so
said,
she knows, if
they're
she
like,
watches to the end of this.
where's Barbara Ann? Oh, I got it. I'm like,
Yes.
well, she's going to the Rose Bowl parade. It's been on her bucket list, and she didn't want to catch the mom.
Good for her.
Yep. No, I agree.
Good, she was missed, and I wanted her to know that. So if
well,
she
there you
watches
go.
to the end
Mom,
of
you were
this,
missed.
you were missed.
And God willing, everybody will all be there next year. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Yeah, man.
All right. Well,
anything else for the holidays? We're running up on it. Next week we got what? Next week is 23rd.
Did you see where it's supposed to be in the 20s for Christmas?
That'd be great, man. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Next week's Friday is the 23rd. Are we going live?
I don't know. That's a good question. I'm not sure.
If you're going to be on the road, we can do a short and simple one.
You're going to be on the road?
I'm not.
Oh, no,
I'm 4 kids. I'm not going anywhere with them.
Let's see. Tampa, weather.
Yeah.
Hold on.
The next two are actually, like, one of them's the 30th.
Well, the 30th, I will be on a plane coming back from Breckenridge, so I know I won't be here on the 30th.
All right. So we'll either...
The girls and I are going snow skiing.
Nice. Very cool. Very cool. I haven't been
it's cool. I mean, I was born and raised, like everyone knows, about 2 miles from here. And it didn't snow too often there by Horseman Junior High School. But when I was about 30 or 35 years old, I went with a group of people to Breckenridge, believe it or not. It's the first place I ever went. And I just fell in love with it.
Nice. Yeah.
Now, Ryan had said,
do you snowboard or ski?
They're saying Christmas Day 60 and 52. Ryan was saying in the 20s, so I'm not sure.
I think this weekend is going to get cold. It's already chilly outside. Like, it's nice.
Well, this one says Saturday 71-56, so I'm not sure. I hate Florida. This says Tampa, Florida. It's the Weather Channel. Either way, who cares?
Oh, I wish it would snow so bad. So I put a joke post up, by the way. I took a picture of some white sand, and it was like, this is as close as we get as snow in Florida.
Yeah, that's our Christmas. All right, well, get us out of here. Take us out.
Yeah, we'll too. I'll send this. Just watch the feed, and I'll put out updates for if we're going live and what happens. So
I know the 30th we won't be here unless maybe I'll log on from the plane or something. I don't know. That'd be pretty funny.
It's possible. We'll see. We can coordinate, and if nothing happens, just watch the feed, and I'll let people know.
Either way, Merry
Christmas,
Happy New Year, and to everyone else. I mean, there's a lot of holidays that other individuals celebrate. So happy holidays.
And watch the feed next week. Watch the stories next week, because I want to come to the office and do a favorite Christmas tradition with everyone in the office and do like a little mini video up for each one. So watch the social media feed.
Maybe we'll do that and put it up next Friday.
And I'll swing that. Yeah. Okay. Cool. That will work.
Okay. All right. You got the
I'll take us out.
You got the AC/DC music tuned up. Oh, by the way, people. Hey, if you have not read The Other Side of the Law, it is.
Dude, it was getting around.
Yeah, dude.
Everyone was talking about that book.
I give away 10 copies. So if you're listening, do me a favor and go do the review. Do a solid like you said you would when I gave you the book. but it's a good book. People like it, and I think it'll make this show even better if you read it, because you'll know where we're coming from.
You'll know some of the stories. Yeah. All right, man. I'll take us out. You ready?
Yep.
Later.